You're watching Allied Services Friday Night Rivals, presented by Dixon City Hyundai and Performance Kia.
The trees on Irving Cliff in Honesdale will soon turn the color of fall. Welcome inside the Hornets' Nest, everyone, for tonight's Lackawanna Football Conference crossover matchup between Scranton from Division I and Honesdale from Division II. Good evening, everyone. I'm Bob Ide, and welcome to the midway point of high school football here on MyTV WQMY. Hannah O'Reilly will join us shortly from the sidelines. And former Tunkhannock hearing coach Jan Cechek, you look at these two teams, they're evenly matched. Scranton headed to the 6A playoffs. They take all four. Honesdale right in the thick of things for 4A.
Well, there's 11 teams in the 4A, and they only take 8. And Honesdale wants to grab those 6A power points tonight to seat themselves in a higher position when the playoffs occur.
Let's talk about the Knights. Their only win was in the bell game over West Scranton. Their play has been inconsistent, and injuries are starting to pile up on the offensive line. So our Toyota Spotlight player, Bashir Murphy, might have a tough go of it tonight.
Bashir Murphy, number 26, is a senior. He's 5'8", but he's the spark that Coach Chumbers really likes. He's rushed for 240 yards and 2 touchdowns this year.
Honesdale, meanwhile, has matched their win total from last year. That is 2. They're having an outstanding season with wins over Abington Heights and Riverside. Our other Toyota Spotlight player, Connor Schmidt, is one of the reasons why.
Connor Schmidt, 6'1", 220-pound, middle linebacker, running back, 460 yards, 4 touchdowns this year, and that offense is based around him.
Beautiful night for high school football. Fall conditions, but we love it. Let's check in now with the weather with Allie DeBicki from the Fox 56 News, first at 10.
Hey there, everybody. We're here with your Friday Night Rivals forecast. Looking great for kickoff. We're talking about cooler air, much more fall-like here for your 7 o'clock time frame. You'll see temperatures starting off in the low 60s, folks. Not much of a breeze out there tonight, but it will be clear, so temperatures should drop pretty quickly. You can see by halftime we're in the mid to upper 50s, and by end of game we should be headed for the 40s. We're dry overall, though, which is good news, and we'll continue to see dry conditions heading into the upcoming weekend. We'll talk more about that coming up later in the show, but for now we'll send it over to the field.
Thank you, Allie. Both teams looking for a big win tonight in the Hornets' Nest. Will it be Scranton or Honesdale? We'll find out next.
You're watching Allied Services Friday Night Rivals, presented by Dixon City Hyundai and Performance Kia.
We are inside Honesdale Hornets' Nest in Wayne County, getting ready for tonight's Friday Night Rivals matchup between Scranton and Honesdale. These two teams don't play a lot, and to tell us more on that, let's go down to Hannah on the field.
That's right. We're excited down here for another night of Friday Night Football, and we've been looking forward to this LFC division crossover between the Hornets and the Knights. These two teams don't normally play each other. In fact, they haven't played each other in 4 years. And fun fact, Honesdale hasn't beaten Scranton since 2002, but things are a little different for Scranton. You know, they've been struggling this season. They're coming out here with only 1 win under their belt tonight. So I guess the question we have is, will tonight be the night that they turn it around for their team? Bob and Jan, I think we're ready to find out that answer.
We absolutely are. Scranton won the toss. They want the ball. So Tyler Winters will kick it off for the Hornets. Back deep, it's Charlie Thompson. Right in the middle, Lemaire Saldona to his left. And on the opposite side, Antonio Hairston to return the kicks. Lamar Saldoni, number 21, does have a touchdown kick return this year against Scranton Prep. So another gorgeous night for high school football. This homecoming game is getting underway right now. Little pooch kick to the up man. They take it, and Scranton will have good field position to begin this game right at the 44-yard line. We'll see Arvell Chandler, his second year as quarterback coach, has thrown a lot of interceptions, but the coaching staff for Scranton likes what they see. He can really run the offense.
Arvell Chandler, again, don't let that be misleading. 1 touchdown, 4 interceptions. His offensive line has really struggled this year, so he's been running for his life, and he's been trying to force the ball in there. That has given them those 4 interceptions on the season.
They'll run the shotgun a lot. They're running out of that single back set. To give it to Thompson behind a new offensive line, and he finds room. Picks up about 7 yards to the outside. Max Michael with the stop.
They just come right back out of here, and they just go with that little zone read, and he cuts it back up inside. Charlie Thompson does a real nice job. He's 5'9", 180 pounds. He's solid, good feet. That was a real nice tackle there by the Hornet.
Thompson on the year, 161 yards, has a couple touchdowns. Had a good night against West Scranton this year. This is Chandler with some speed. It's a figure law first down. The ball comes out, but I think he was down. Let's see what they say. It is Honesdale ball. Michael comes up with the fumble recovery from Chandler.
You'll see right here, they just quarterback keep. He goes out wide, coming in, and right in there, number 4 punches that ball out. And you see that's a great fumble recovery by number 5 for the Hornets there, and that was Max Michael.
C.J. Hinton, the junior linebacker, punched it out. And now here's the quarterback. He's just a freshman, but he has real good size, 6'2", 180 pounds, doing a nice job, throwing for 403 yards this year.
It's funny talking with Coach before the game. You know, he said, Coach, you've done this before. I have a freshman in there. And again, this young man really understands the offense and is tailored to what the coach has done here up in Honesdale.
Bad break for the Scranton Knights. They look good on their first 2 possessions. Now the Hornets' turn. Inside to Schmidt. He breaks one, tackle another, and this ball comes out. Maybe it's wet. Scranton comes up with it. Number 2, Cole Freeze.
That was Charlie Thompson, Coach, on that fumble recovery for the Knights. That was really, I don't know if the ball's that wet right now. We know the field is very squishy, but he had good solid gain in there. And again, there's gang tackling going on, and a lot of coaches will end up doing strip drills during their defensive practice.
So some movement up front. I apologize. Yes, it was Charlie Thompson, Coach. We have our first flag of the night. Our referees tonight under the direction of Jim Miller. There you see the rest of this Lackawanna Football Conference crew. So a 5-yard gain off the penalty, and Scranton gets it right back. Under 12 minutes, 11-11 left in this first quarter. Around to Hairston. He has a figure law first down. He picks up about 6, and they'll move the chains. Now it's time to check the offense. Chandler Thompson and Pabst. Pabst, your halfback in the backfield. Receivers, they'll go 3 wide, some pretty good ones. Stepney leading the way with 5 catches, and up front, that's what we're going to have to talk about. Sean Miller in the middle. We didn't get a look at it. Sean Miller is the only returner, actually, that has any time on the offensive line, and he's the center. Great move by Thompson. He's in the open. Trying to get a block, he does. Still weaving his way. Push, the ball comes out, and it goes out of bounds, and it's a touchback. Did anyone check the balls? Are they wet?
I don't know if they sprayed them with like a WD-40 or something, because 3 plays offensively and 3 fumbles.
Let's look at this one again. Thompson with some great room.
Oh, my God. The offensive lines open up those holes. Great ball handling skills. He's in there directing traffic, coming back in, and you'll see right in there at the end, they're just getting number 7 for the Hornets. That was Johnny Kaufman coming in late to help out tackle and punched it out.
Our 3rd fumble in the first minute and a half of this game. Scranton showing the blitz. Inside the Schmidt. He's bobbing and weaving. And it's a hard-fought 3 yards for the senior Connor Schmidt.
Well, we know that they're going to be doing a lot of running through Connor Schmidt's legs, because, again, he has 460 yards plus that carry. And he's just the guy that they're going to lean on. And again, they just come inside zone. They're trying to do that little wedge block in there with the nub, number 1 coming down to block that. That's Tyler Winters. So they're not doing a hurry-up offense like Scranton is.
Blitz right in the middle. Good job by the Knights shooting in. And that's an interesting player, number 44, Dustin Miller. He's played offense almost his whole career at Scranton. He's starting on defense tonight because they need him.
They are patching the holes on that ship that's gotten injured. And again, nice job by the Knights. They're dialing up that blitz. It was a bad snap, and the quarterback was lucky. Aiden Collins was lucky to get that to Connor Schmidt.
That's Dustin Miller's first tackle of the season. He's a 6'4", 250-pound senior.
And again, Bob, you said he's been their offensive guy. They try to do 2 platoon, and now they're going to be putting their best guys out there, and he really is a force to be reckoned with.
Well, Scranton's really playing the run, and they give it to Schmidt, another run. Flag comes in, Schmidt gets tackled. Donato Stepney comes up with a tackle. It was a gain of about 12. Let's see what the penalty is. It's right near the line of scrimmage. So hold on, this may be coming back. Legal formation. So that one is going to cost Honesdale 5 yards and bring up a 3rd down and long.
Again, they do a nice job. This is what Coach Russick calls his 26 diesel. And again, he looks like a diesel truck coming out there. It's just the outside zone, and they're pulling and doing a great job moving people. And you do that for Connor Schmidt, he's going to get those big yards for you.
Scranton's defense has not played well this year. They've given up 34 points per game, but playing well here early on. Meanwhile, Honesdale has come in averaging 19.7 points per game over this early stretch. They're not going to put it up. They're going to throw it. Scranton is right there. Sean Norton, the center, and now playing a little defense. He tackles Schmidt after what, no gain?
No gain in there, and the Honesdale Hornets are averaging 240 pounds across the board, so they should be able to start moving people. I would suspect that their offensive line coach guys settle down. You know what's coming at you. They're playing a 4-4, cover 3.
So from his end zone, Winters will do the kicking. Charlie Thompson back. Scranton will get good field position out of that. Great tackle downfield by Max Michael, and the Knights come out on their 3rd possession of the game already in good field position on Hornets side of the field at the 44. So there are the 2 coaches. Paul Russick, his 4th season here, trying to turn things around, 4-7. And Steve Schrumbris, again, another young coach making his way in the Lackawanna Football Conference.
And again, it's nice to see the coaches before the game. They were talking just, about, the important things, family. And, they were hoping that tonight they come out injury-free. Nice gang tackling right there by the Hornets, led by number 50. That was Jake Kelleher.
Bashir Murphy with his first touch of the evening.
And that's what Coach Schrumbris likes about Bashir, that he can hit that hole, and again, it closed, and he bounced it really quickly to the outside.
Coach Schrumbris will not abandon the run despite a depleted offensive line. Murphy again tries to get outside, hit in the backfield, holds on to the ball, but can't do much more than that. Hitting in there for the tackle on the loss. Let's check out this defense now. The starting defense for Honesdale tonight, presented by Dixon City Hyundai. Kelleher, Hansen up front, Phillips and Fluck on the outside. The linebackers very active in there. Winters has 19 tackles on the year. And the secondary, there's the linebackers. And the secondary, led by Jake Mundy, he has 19 tackles as well. Mike Michaels, 28 on the season. So on 3rd and long, Chandler going to throw. Chandler going to the corner. He's got a wide open receiver. Donato Stepney is inside the Allied Services red zone. He steps out at the 7-yard line.
Arvell Chandler does a great job on his reads right here. He gets a nice lead block from Bashir Murphy and throws a nice dart out there to a wide open number 5 right there. And he did a tremendous job with his balance, keeping it in there. One thing that you always never want to do as a defensive back is let anybody get in back you. That's exactly why.
That's a big figure law first down, a 40-yard gain. Scranton knocking on the doorstep, but we have a penalty. It was offsides against the Hornets, so half the distance to the goal. So the Knights want to get things rolling. They lead in this overall series, 12 wins to 4. Just the 17th meeting between these two schools. Thompson, a little bit of a gap. No signal yet. And they're going to say he's just short at the half-yard line. So second down on the way.
And they go no huddle.
Right back to Thompson. He weaves his way in, and the Knights finally get to the U.S. Army. Touchdown. 6:10 left in the first quarter.
They do a nice job in here. That offensive line is blocking and causing some havoc in there. They got an initial push, and that allowed Charlie Thompson to run that to the outside. He bounced it inside, but he went out.
Jeremiah Ortiz, the extra point. It is up and good. So Scranton goes 44 yards in 4 plays. They take the 7-0 lead in Honesdale. Homecoming crowd here in Honesdale. Well, they don't like what they see so far. It's 7-0. Scranton on a nice drive of 44 yards. So Ortiz tees it up. Southerton and Schmidt back to receive at their 10-yard line. So we had 3 fumbles in the first 3 series, and finally Scranton takes advantage of it after a short kick. I think it hit somebody in red. They cover it up wisely, and Honesdale will come out at the 26-yard line. So after all that, let's check out the Honesdale offense behind the freshman quarterback. So a lot of Schmidt already, and C.J. Hinton will be the fullback. The receivers, Southerton leads the way, 17 catches on the year, 3 touchdowns. And the offensive line has been steady. 4 seniors in there and 1 junior. That's Kyle Hansen. Here's your starting lineup brought to you by Dixon City Hyundai. I see Scranton really showing the blitz, trying to push those linebackers in so far.
They're just trying to rattle that freshman quarterback right now, seeing how he responds to the pressure. And I think he has actually seen enough of it in the first 4 games, because all the teams that they've played against are going to be doing that.
Their 2 wins, remember this, they trailed most of the game. Yep. They came back in the second half. So trailing is nothing unusual for Honesdale. And we have another flag come in. Last week, they trailed Riverside and then finally put up big points in the second half. I was at the Abington game. They trailed in that one, and again, I had a big second half and came back to win that.
Well, that's one easy way to get another first down.
That's the easiest figure law first down we've had all season.
But, Bob, as you were saying, the Hornets have been, and that's a sign of the character that Coach Russick is trying to instill into this team and into the community, that these kids are going to keep working hard. They're going to fight all the way to the end. And 2 of those games, it's come out victorious for them.
So they'll change the play. Collins looks it over. He's in the shotgun. 4 wideouts in there. His first throw of the night. Pressure comes in the middle. Scranton has him, and they have the sack. The converted fullback, Nick Carrera, shoots in, and he gets his first sack of the season.
Well, and now Honesdale's going no huddle.
Four-man front for the Knights. They come in giving up 303 yards per game on the season.
We got a press corner going on situation here. The Knights are getting right up in his face. That's number 1, Antonio Hairston.
2 missed tackles. Schmidt comes through. Schmidt picks up a figure law first down. They take that back. That's number 5, Max Michael, who comes through. It's a gain of 12. They go right to the line of scrimmage after the first down, and we have a flag come in. Somebody's not lining up right, or they're...
Now they're saying this is on the offense.
There's another penalty.
I'm not sure if that had to be on one of the offensive linemen putting his hand down. Maybe he picked it back up. I didn't see it. I'm not looking for that, but that's what that side judge is there for.
Sullerton in motion. Oh, big hit put on in the middle.
Number 62.
62, Jacob Martinez, who came in with 17 total tackles, shoots in there, and it's a loss on the play once again of 2.
Martinez is 5'10", 270 pounds. He's a big kid, and he did a nice job getting right through that A-gap to stuff Connor Schmidt.
Second and long again. The play coming in from the sidelines. As you can see, the players using their wristbands. Collins looking, has protection. Moves up, wants to go long, no one's open, and the Knights are there again.
Now we have a helmet came off of Jacob Martinez. He'll have to come out for a play.
Matt Schilling, the junior, picks up the sack. His first one of the year.
That's again, you have a freshman quarterback, Aiden Collins, who really is trying to stay in that pocket a long time. Bob, we were just talking about that with that guy down in Philadelphia, Jalen Hurts. Yeah. You can run the ball. You're allowed to do that.
Well, he wanted to go deep. Good job by the secondary. I don't think anybody knew the ball was coming. Scranton's right there, and it's another loss. Honesdale going the wrong way on that series, all backwards, and it brings up a punting situation.
They just have to settle down. Right now, there's a lot of adrenaline. I mean, we have a sold-out crowd here on the Honesdale side. It's homecoming. They've just got to settle down and just play football like they know they can.
So Thompson back deep. Winters doing the kicking, has 3 inside the 20 this year.
There's movement right there.
And more
number
movement.
11.
And Honesdale knows they have to go to the right on our camera?
Yes.
Not to the left, because it seems like they're going the wrong way. That's not the way they want to go, Coach.
That's not, no, absolutely not.
Their original line of scrimmage was the 47-yard line.
And
they're now back at the
almost the
27.
Yeah.
29-yard line.
Good snap. Oh.
Winters bobbles it. The pressure comes in. He barely gets it away. Oh, it almost hit a Scranton player. Wisely, one of the Knights dives on it at the 30-yard line. Is there a full moon? There's a lot going on here in the first 8 minutes of this ball game.
And we're yeah, it's not even close to Halloween yet, where the craziness starts.
So the Knights come on, playing good defense. They put together a nice drive the last time they had the ball. And let's see if that settles them down. I mean, they did have a nice game against West Scranton this year. They ran for 217 yards in that one, passed for 93. Highs on the year for this team. So we have a Wildcat situation. But Honesdale says, Donato Stepney, you're not going anywhere.
Fool us once, shame on us. Fool us twice, So I think the coaches and the players for the Honesdale Hornets are going to start to settle down, start playing some football. They know they can hang with these guys. I think there's a little bit of an intimidation factor sometimes. When kids get off the bus, you're going, oh, my God, look how big that they are. And then once the first couple hits start, then you settle down.
Stepney is listed as a quarterback, and he gives it off to Thompson. Thompson gets the corner. Finally have a play for positive yardage. No flags. And they'll bring the ball up to the 35-yard line, a gain of 6.
Nice job, John Gumble on the sideline here. Gets all that action coming right at him. They run a counter play. They pulled the backside guard to lead block for him in there. And again, just a short yardage situation. Honesdale wants 3rd and long like they got. And now
Gumble with the assist on that tackle and movement up front from Honesdale.
And number 46 on that, Aaron Phillips, the junior, just ended up making contact. And as a defensive line coach, you tell your guys, you go deaf, just watch the ball.
So 3rd and very manageable now. Just 2 yards needed. Stepney remains the quarterback. Honesdale showing the blitz. Stepney will keep it, has room. It's cut off. Can he get to the line to gain? He does not. He's a yard short. Great job by the Honesdale defense. I didn't see who shot in first, Coach.
They ended up, here we go, on the replay. Great job down there from our great camera crew and the production. That's number 4, I believe, for the Hornets.
Hinton?
Yes.
So they'll go for it. Chandler comes back in. Great job behind their senior center, Sean Norton. It's a figure law first down for the Knights.
6'4", 258-pound senior. The only guy that's really been the main consistent thing in the first 5 games for the Knights.
The line playing well so far. Had to move players around at Coach Shumbris this week, and he said they had a nice week of practice. So Chandler's back in to run the show. He'll keep it. He wants room. He picks up maybe a yard at best. Good job by Honesdale and Hinton.
They run that inside zone, RPO. You see the fake. He keeps it. And again, nice job. Number 4 coming down the line. That's C.J. Hinton, like you just said, Bob. We've been calling his name a lot.
Clock still rolling, maybe the last play of the first quarter. There you see Coach Shumbris, his assistant before under Coach Marichak, now takes over. So 3rd down and about 4.
3rd and 4 now for the Knights.
Murphy now next to Chandler. And Honesdale gifted them a first down.
That was Dallas Gambita for Honesdale jumping off sides. Discipline, discipline, discipline.
Another easy figure law first down. Sorry, Coach.
Oh, no, don't apologize, Bob. It's frustrating because the coaches, that's all they tell them. Like, discipline, don't make these mental errors. Don't beat yourselves. And that's exactly what Honesdale's doing.
So it's been a wild and wacky first quarter. Let's see how the second quarter and the rest of the game goes here in the Hornets' Nest. It's Scranton 7 and Honesdale nothing in Friday Night Rivals.
Welcome back to tonight's game. Now, as much as we love sports down here, we have to talk a little academics as well. Tonight, we present to you the CarVision Nissan Scholar Athlete. Each week, the schools present to us 2 students who are not only great athletes, but perform well in the classroom as well. We have at the end of the season, I should mention, one of these students could win a $5,000 scholarship. Tonight, we have a senior from Honesdale and from Scranton High School. We want to congratulate Drew Howell, he goes to Honesdale and plays soccer and wrestling, and Sean Norton, who attends Scranton High School, where he plays football and does track and field. We want to congratulate both students for their hard work and for being tonight's CarVision Nissan Scholar Athletes. We wish them both the best of luck in the rest of their senior year. Bob and Jan?
Well, we'll recap. Thank you, Hannah, and good luck to those Scholar athletes. So the first quarter is now over, Coach Jan. There was a penalty. You get an untimed down. Bashir Murphy ran it. Honesdale put him in the backfield. So as we come back, they shift sides. It's 2nd down for Scranton right at midfield. How about all that?
And that was with no time. We're here at the 2nd quarter. Yeah, they did a real nice job. They tried doing the RPO here, and here's the keys to the game, and that's what Scranton wants to do. Fast start, they got a touchdown, and less mistakes. And now offensively, they really haven't done anything. I mean, the mistakes have been the fumbles, but that edge and that lead actually goes to Honesdale.
Those are your keys to the game, presented by Performance Kia. So we will now have the second quarter. 3 fumbles in the first minute and a half of this game is the way it started. We've had a bunch of penalties and just 1 touchdown. And some pretty good defense. Thompson in, Fluck on the tackle, and it'll bring up 3rd and long.
CJ Hinton, the inside linebacker, does a nice job on this inside zone, but he missed a tackle. And again, look, number 80 there, Rocco Fluck does a great job wrestling him down.
Fluck with his 3rd tackle for a loss on the year. He's 3 sacks and 20 touchdowns. And he is the son of Jason Fluck, who played for Bloomsburg University in the early 2000s. Played offensive line out of the Lehigh Valley. Some very good teams for the Huskies back then. Quick toss to Thompson. They'll run it on 3rd down. Looking for the edge. Breaks a couple tackles, and he's got a figure law 1st down, gain of 13 for the senior tailback.
Well, I'll tell you, that Charlie Thompson is really, I like his burst. He does a nice job on this toss play, quick toss. Gets out there, he's got good ball security. And number 10 had him for the loss. Again, too many red shirts standing around, no one's getting active. They've got to start participating and start tackling much better if they want to stay in this game.
Yeah, Cage Southerton had the tackle, and that, after he missed it, Thompson picks up a figured law 1st down inside Hornet territory. Scranton on the move again. Bad snap from Sean Norton. Chandler falls on it, but is a loss back to the 44.
Just see it comes up on his right shoulder. He was looking at his running back, and that's why he lost that ball on that play.
Loss of 9 on that one. Scranton comes in rushing 150 yards per game, 64 through the air, 214 total. They had 4 fumbles coming in that they lost. They've already lost 2 tonight. Here comes the blitz from the outside. Michael had him, and there are his teammates. They take him down for a huge sack all the way back at the 40-yard line of the Knights. That's a loss of 15 yards.
Logan Demutis does a nice job coming off the edge. I'm sorry, excuse me, number 5, that is. That's Max Michael. Again, and again, you saw it now on that play. They made me eat my words, and I'm happy that that's happened for the Hornets, that they ended up gang tackling there for a huge loss.
Kyle Hansen also in there for his 1st sack of the year. So both teams going the wrong way when they've had the ball. So on 3rd and forever, Chandler's going to run it, and he's going to go nowhere. He gets hit out of bounds hard. C.J. Hinton on the 1st tackle.
And Johnny Kaufman, the free safety, came over and put that last hit on him to make sure he goes out. You'll just see quarterback keep, number 2, get up there, get in his face. There he goes, moves him out. But again, the overlapping defense does a nice job getting in there and taking him down.
So to get a 1st down, the Knights would have to be at the Honesdale 36-yard line. Ortiz is going to be at the 32-yard line of Scranton just to punt us. So a loss of, I don't even know, like
it was 3rd and 29,
yards?
Yes.
High snap over Ortiz's head. It's a free ball. He picks it up. There are the Hornets that take him down at the 20-yard line.
Again, just went over Ortiz's head, and he does the right thing. He gets the ball tucked. He's just going to try to make something not bad happen on that play. He just took it, and again, look at all the Hornets' nest right there, coming in there and going in there for the tackle.
Swarming like bees are the Honesdale Hornets tonight, with an opportunity now to tie this one up into the 2nd quarter. They need to take advantage of this inside the Allied Services red zone, and they do. Quick hitter right through is Connor Schmidt, who is up for a figure law 1st down.
And you'll see this, Bob. Look at this. He does a tremendous job breaking down that inside zone. Now watch how they tackle him. They were told you got to take his legs out. He did that, and he actually did a flip.
Lamar Sedona with the tackle. So inside the Allied Services red zone from the 9. Schmidt there, but a good job by Carrera shooting in. Minimal gain. Back to the original line of scrimmage.
Jack Kelleher and Josh Clark are going to have to do a little bit better job stepping and sealing off that outside if they're trying to run that, what Coach calls that diesel play to the outside that they've had big success with.
Carrera was the first one who tripped him up. He's playing excellent out of that linebacker position tonight, number 52. And this is what Scranton needed. They need people to step up with all the injuries that they've had.
And two of their guys have stepped up huge tonight for the Knights.
To Schmidt. Big push by the offensive line up to the 6, brings up 3rd and goal inside the Allied Services red zone. They're going to force Collins now to put the ball in the air.
I think a little bootleg action. I don't know what we have going down on the field there. If somebody's hurt, or just they're just all tangled up. Okay, good. No one's hurt.
No one hurt. Yep. So the Paul Russick, the 4th-year coach, calls the plays. He played at Pittston area.
And Susquehanna University.
Yep, and Susquehanna, correct. Thank you. Susquehanna. So he's going to think this one over. We'll take a timeout with 7:01 remaining in the half. Honesdale wants to talk to it. Figure maybe 2 down territory here. So time now. Performance keys to the game for the Hornets.
Well, first quarter, they didn't do either of the first things that Coach wanted. Limit penalties and turnovers.
Cross that out.
That didn't work. And a balanced offense. Right now, we've seen everything through Connor Schmidt's legs. They're going to have to try to get that ball out there now. I think this could be a really nice time for a bootleg action. Fake that outside zone, and then have the quarterback bootleg away from Connor Schmidt.
Or throw it to the big tight end, Rocco Fluck. He's 6'4". You get him in the end zone.
Yeah,
put it up high,
jump
right?
ball, absolutely.
They have struggled, Honesdale has, with pass protection on the year. And that is one thing the coach talked about. I know in the Abington game they really struggled. They brought the whole offensive line over and drew it on the board. So that is something, a weakness that Honesdale is trying to correct.
Well, they do have young guys up there. I mean, there's the two. Well,
they have some seniors, but there's inexperienced seniors.
Right.
So 3rd down and goal. There is the play action. Collins running to the end zone. Goes incomplete. Tried to hit number 1, Tyler Winters. I don't know if he would have been in, but he would have been very close.
Well, they ended up shifting to their heavy set. And again, they were trying to do that bootleg action, and there was a lot of pressure on him. The ball was just thrown down too far for him to catch.
Dustin Miller chasing him, number 44. So on 4th down from the 6-yard line, they leave the offense in. Michael behind Collins. Scranton showing the blitz. They're trying to get him to jump. And another timeout as the clock was running down. Play clock, that is.
Well, quarterback Aiden Collins was trying to hard count, get the Scranton Knights to jump off sides. Good discipline by the Knights defense not to fall for it. And again, now you can't take the timeouts with you into halftime, so use them.
Well, they want to take advantage of the opportunity they got from the bad snap on the punt for Scranton. Honesdale this year with losses to North Pocono big, while Paul Pack big to begin the year, but they beat Abington 2019 and they beat Riverside last week 32-15. Both of those were comeback wins, as I mentioned. Right now, this will be a comeback just to get back into this game before halftime. It's 7-0.
And again, Tyler Winters is 7 for 7 on point after attempts this year. I don't know how strong his leg is, so I'm sure that's why coach is going, all right, let's go. Let's dial up something really good. Oh, Tyler Winters is actually just checked into the game. So they're going to go for the field goal.
Well, speaking of Tyler's, Tyler Peterson is a Honesdale grad. He's our graphics manager. And he's doing a good job, and he's well known up here. Last week it was Steve Phillips' home. We were in Moscow, North Pocono. We were John Gumble at Wall and Paulpack. Dunmore for our director, Bill Murphy. We're hitting everything this year.
And I like how they always have the welcome back signs.
Yeah.
I saw that everywhere I was driving up here.
Welcome back, Peterson. Yeah,
that's right.
Maybe they kicked him out. So 4th down on the way. Scranton wants to call timeout. He didn't get it. Coach Schubbers is on the field. Collins to the end zone, tackled from behind. And Scranton will take over on downs inside the 5. A lot going on that play.
Right here, this was just a designed rollout play. Get him out there. Now attack. He's just kind of, again, Scranton does a nice job. They are really mirroring him and not allowing him the room to move and maneuver to try to make something happen.
You couldn't see it, but Coach Schumbers was running down. He was all the way down the 15-yard line trying to get a timeout. The referees did not see him, and luckily for him, he didn't get it because his team stopped him.
And they didn't see him because he's outside of the box where they probably would have thrown a flag on him.
Yeah. So after all that, Scranton's defense does a nice job holding Honesdale after they got the ball on the Knights' 20-yard line. So the offense now will come back on. 6:45 left in the half. Still, Scranton holding on to that 7-0 lead in a very entertaining and baffling, quite frankly, first half. Thompson, he almost lost the ball. He juggles it. Still fighting, and he's up to the 11-yard line. So that's a hard 6 yards. He almost lost the ball again.
And Bob, I was mentioning earlier that coaches emphasize the strip drill. Now watch this. He does a great job running out. Now look, they're going after the ball, and again, he's eluding them because they're not wrapping. Part of that strip drill is you have to secure the ball carrier first and then work the ball.
Johnny Kaufman on the tackle. Movement up front. Oh, another flag.
Well, they just gave him a first down, figure law first down.
Thank you. It is a figure law first down. Another easy one. Honesdale really has that adrenaline flowing. They're not watching the ball at all. They're listening.
If they watched, they'd be in great shape. It's just that they're just jumping on the quarterback's cadence, and they can't do that.
So a break for the Knights. It gets them out of the shadow of their own end zone, up to the 15-yard line now. They still have a couple of timeouts left. Chandler looking to throw. Flag comes in, might be holding, throws it downfield, goes over the head, trying to hit Stepney on that, but this one is coming back. Right in that area of holding.
Hornets secondary did a nice job blanket coveraging Stepney on that to basically there was nothing there. You'll see good pressure coming from number 80 from the backside. He gets the ball away. You can see there were 2 Hornets there to the 1 Knight.
Holding, yep, against the Knights. Half the distance to the goal. So it'll be first and long. Puts the ball back. Should be, about the 6-yard line. Yeah, right to the 5.
Back them up to the Scranton 5-yard line. First and long for the Knights.
Thompson runs back in. Scranton will go to their power now. Well, this is where you don't want to fumble.
Well, let's see how this offensive line can gel on this, because this is really, their backs are against the wall right now. Hopefully Honesdale will dial up a nice blitz on them.
They might need a timeout because the play clock's at 4. Nope. They're going to throw out the end zone. And trying to hit Thompson in the middle, I think on a middle screen was Chandler. Chandler's lucky he didn't run out of the back of the end zone. He was close.
He was close, and there was pressure coming. Again, they do a nice job. And some people, if you're watching this, it looks like he's throwing it right at the ground, and he probably was. But Charlie Thompson was there, so it's not, it's not that penalty that the Hornets would be looking for, intentional grounding.
So I think that's what they're discussing. Rocco Fluck was there for Honesdale, the big defensive end. So obviously they don't want to throw it to him. This is a break for Honesdale because the incompletion stops the clock. So if they can get a couple more stops, Honesdale will get decent field position with time left going in to halftime. They want to reset the clock.
Yep.
Referee Jim Miller. We did not hear him. So 5:42 goes back on the clock. They had 20 seconds. A lot of time.
That's a ton of time to add back on. Usually coaches will be squabbling about 2 or 3 seconds, but 20 is like a lifetime.
Scranton last week shut out by by Valley View. Quick pitch to Thompson, who almost lost the ball again. They're grabbing at it. He needs to go just down. He's up to the original line of scrimmage, so third down on the way.
Boy, Charlie Thompson, 5'9", 181 pounds. He knows what he's got to do, and he's trying to spark this team. Quick toss outside, and you see the red jerseys all going towards him. But now let's get his legs. Let's take a page out of their book, Scranton's defense, take the running back's legs out, and he goes down.
Aaron Phillips, number 46, on the tackle. So big third down, the crowd starting to get into it. Hairston trying to get to the outside. He does. He has some speed. And he's going to be up for a first down. It is a figure law first down. He got past the 25-yard line. They'll move the chains. Great job by number one.
Nice job, speed sweep. And they just sealed down, and they got the defense and the linebackers caught, and Hairston just does a real nice job turning the edge to get that figure law first down.
Yeah. Great speed from Hairston, who had 6 carries coming in for 47 yards. Add 12 more to that. And keeps the clock rolling, and more importantly, moves the chains. Chandler looking left, connects out there with number 4, Billy Maloney, the sophomore, does a nice job coming back for this ball.
He does. The ball's pointed down a little bit. We have a missed tackle right there. But again, nice job by the Hornets making sure there was no yaks yard after the catch.
A lot of number changes this week for Scranton. We
Yes.
did get them all. Switching jerseys around. We have them. Murphy, we haven't seen a lot of him. He's taken for a loss. Loss of 2. Nice job shooting in is Jack Kelleher. Well, third down on the way. Under 4 to play here in the first half. Here's Coach Steve Shumbris. 2-3 the Knights were in a COVID-shortened season a year ago. Murphy stays in there, comes in motion. And a flag comes in and will stop this one. This most likely on the offense again. 12 flags tonight so far unofficially. Oh, they're going to go offsides against Honesdale again.
Well,
so it's 3rd and 6. Now it's 3rd and 1.
Well, now they're not going to have to go with a empty backfield.
Nope.
I think they're probably going to bring Charlie Thompson back in to get that really hard 1 yard they need for the first down to keep this drive alive.
Might be a time check now. This came back from the side judge on the Honesdale side. They're trying to figure something out. They're figuring it out. Jim Miller, the referee. They're down and 1. Clock will roll. Honesdale almost jumped off sides again. So Chandler must be doing something in his cadence because Honesdale keeps coming off sides. Quarterback he finds room, cuts through the middle. It's a figure law first down up to the 44-yard line.
Chandler on the quarterback keeper, able to advance the ball to the
So now you're in position to open it up a little bit on the offense.
Charlie Thompson lead blocking in there, and Chandler does a nice job cutting back his big offensive line, moving people, and that's huge to keep this drive going and try to get them in a scoring position.
And Scranton has all 3 of their timeouts left. Chandler looking left. 2 receivers there. Hairston actually got a hand on it. Maloney was behind him. It goes incomplete.
Kelleher putting nice pressure on from his defensive end spot, and I think he kind of forced Chandler a little bit earlier than he wanted to throw. Receivers are always told, you know, run to the sticks or run to your route pattern, turn back, get your eyes back to the cue to let him know that you're ready. And I think Hairston's head was down, so.
Another yellow flag comes in. This one goes against the Knights. So both teams piling up the penalty yards.
Bob, you mentioned this the first quarter, and you started second. They're moving in the wrong direction.
Yeah.
I guess they don't like that scoreboard down there. They keep avoiding it.
It is the darker part of the end zone. I have not been to what you see on your screen to the far right end zone at all tonight. Chandler back, has room, gonna go down the middle and long. Trying to hit Hairston, in and out of his hands, hit his shoulder pads, or it'll be a huge gain for the Knights.
Safety Johnny Kaufman really he got behind Johnny, but Johnny was right there. One step, he had his arm there, and he just lets that ball, Chandler let that ball go. And again, that was in and out. That's on Mr. Hairston right there. Again, it's easy, and I'm not trying to be negative. They are high school kids. They really are. So,
well, Dustin Miller was also in the area, which is surprising.
Yes.
He would have 2 receivers down in that area. So 3rd down and long. Scranton going to the air. Pressure is on Chandler. Got to watch he doesn't lose the ball. Flag comes in. He's taken down for another sack.
Well, I think Kelleher, they're going to call Charlie Thompson blocking the back.
Hinton with the sack. You probably decline this one and take the ball, be 4th down.
Well, he's declining it.
So the punt team comes on. The last punt for Scranton went over the punter's head. So
and again, it'll be 4th and long now for the Knights.
it remains a 7-0 game. Both offenses have struggled. And both teams have committed careless penalties. Good snap. Ortiz gets it down, low line drive. Southerton lets it bounce and it just dies in that wet grass. And the ball will be at the 36-yard line. 2 minutes left. Let's go down to Hannah. I think it's that time of the night, Jan. Our favorite time.
It is our
Smile
favorite
Cam time.
Bob and Jan, I'm in the student section just for you guys. I'm with Honesdale High School. It's homecoming. They're excited, and they're ready to show those pearly whites for the Dr. Todd Smile Cam. Honesdale, let me see those smiles.
Dr. Todd, Smile Cam. Thank you, Dr. Todd.
Hannah looked like one of the students down there sporting her red and black attire.
I know, I didn't tell her not to wear those colors this time. 1 timeout left for Honesdale. They trail 7-0. They will get the ball to begin the 3rd quarter, but they have 2 minutes left. They don't want a turnover, but let's see if Collins will put the ball up in the air. He will. The big freshman quarterback pulls it in, has a wide open receiver, and let's see if they call a catch. There is a flag down right at the line of scrimmage, and we have an injured Knight too. They're going to call incomplete on the pass. It will be holding against the Knights. Or excuse me, against Honesdale, I apologize. And we have a Scranton player down. Looks like he's maybe calf problem. So this will back up the Hornets 10 more and probably tell us what they're going to do for the rest of this quarter. Just run out the clock.
Allied Services is offering up to a $15,000 sign-on bonus right now. Call to make an appointment, 570-348-2222. Allied Services is the region's leading provider of health care, and we want you to be fulfilled in your career. $15,000 sign-on bonus. Call now and learn why a career at Allied Services is the right choice for you.
Bob Ide, Jan Cechek, Hannah O'Reilly. We're in the Hornets' Nest at Honesdale. Had a great view of the valley. Beautiful night for high school football. We have an injured Scranton night down, and we've seen almost a little bit of everything tonight. A lot of 3 fumbles in the first minute and a half of this game really set the tone.
It did, and then the penalties to give the other team first downs, and then that team takes it away from themselves.
I'm going to need a mathematician at halftime to figure out the yardage because we got a lot of minus numbers in there and a lot of penalties. I didn't get a number of the night on the ground. It looked like it was some kind of cramp, but now maybe a little more serious there. Still didn't get a number. They're still working on him, so let's see how this plays out. So you have a minute 59, you're Honesdale. You're backed up to the 20. You just take it in? You just want to, go in or have Scranton use their timeouts?
No, I think he's going to force them to use their timeouts. And again, Coach Shumbers is going to do that, so that way he's going to force them to punt, and that way they're going to end up getting good field position, and they might even get a touchdown on the return.
You have some interesting scores to report?
I do, Bob. Right now we have North Pocono, Wallenpaupack, 7-6 at the half. Dunmore, 8. Riverside, 0 at the half. Valley View, 48-0 at halftime over West Scranton.
It is Charlie Thompson. So I thought it was. And unfortunately, let's see how hopefully he plays out. He's He is their leading rusher coming into tonight, and he's been their leader tonight. So that'll be a big loss on both sides of the ball, by the way. So Charlie Thompson goes off. Hopefully he's okay. So the penalty backs it up to the 20-yard line is first down. Collins back. Needs to hold on to the ball. Another flag comes in. This goes incomplete.
Collins' pass intended for Cole Freeze falls incomplete. There is a flag on the play.
Here we go. Look at it again, Coach.
I'm trying to figure it
Takedown
right there.
or something?
I wonder if they're going to call defensive holding on that. Because the way he was on top.
Nope.
Oh.
Offensive holding again. The penalties have really slowed the pace of this game down.
And it's crushing Honesdale right now, the mental mistakes they're making. You'll see it right here. He's trying to look downfield, and they're just getting pressed. Step up. And again, good job by number 62, Jacob Martinez, to put that pressure on him. And then we saw he hit him from behind and then threw him down.
Cole Fries was the intended receiver. So first down again. Collins from the dark part of the end zone. Taken down for a sack. Good job by Scranton.
Number 16.
That's Pabst who comes in. And Scranton calls a timeout. 1:39 left.
Well, not too many coaches have in their. Here's the replay on that. Again, they're covering. He was open right down the field. I think that was number 4 that was open for the Hornets. He just couldn't see him because of the pressure that the Knights are exuding on him.
I feel like I'm on repeat. The original line of scrimmage for Honesdale was the 36-yard line. They're now at their own 6. They've lost 30 yards.
And you don't have that in your coaching handbook.
And 2 penalties and a sack.
Well, it doesn't get any easier for Honesdale. They get Western Wayne next week. 3 of their toughest games of the year coming up. Western Wayne, Prep, and Valley View. And Coach said to you, this is an important game for them to have.
This is huge for them to try to gain that momentum. Again, Western Wayne, their crosstown rivalry, cross-district rivalry. We know Scranton Prep's loaded. Valley View's, loaded. So he's got to worry about the Scranton Knights right now.
So they're adjusting the clock again.
1:42.
And it's 1:42 again. So Scranton calls their timeout. It's second down and forever. And they're at their 6-yard line. And it looks like they're in the dark part of Star Wars.
The dark side.
The dark side, because it is really dark in that one corner. Collins will go into the shotgun. Scranton defense wants to make a stop and call another timeout, and they do. Schmidt comes up. Nope, that was Michael, number 5. They've been in and out all night. Michael comes up. Positive game, but third down.
With that inside zone, Bob, right there. Nice job on the surge by the offensive line. It allowed him to gain about 4 or 5 yards back.
So the Knights call their second timeout. This is playing into Scranton's hands right now, the way things are going.
And he runs that no-huddle offense, so I'm sure right now Coach Shumbred says, when we get the ball back, here are the 3 plays we're going to run. Run them right from the get-start.
So why is this important for Honesdale? Because 8 teams, you mentioned in the pregame, go to the postseason. Here are the standings right now. Valley View, of course, leading the way. North Pocono, we saw them last week. Paw Pack, and now a 4A team. Honesdale's right there. They're in 5th place.
They really are, and they're just 0.25 in front of Tunkhannock, and they're just trailing by 0.39, as you can see, behind Wallen Paw Pack. So these 6A points would really boost them and jump them up probably close to where North Pocono would be right now.
But again, 3 tough games on the way for Honesdale. They'll be the underdog in both. So Schmidt back in now. They give it to him. Scranton is there. Schilling with the tackle, and Scranton calls timeout. The ball up past the 10 to the 11. So now the pressure on Honesdale to make a good punt. Scranton with time.
That snap was a little bit high. It was right on the left shoulder of Collins, but he did get it to Schmidt there for a few more yards. Some type of breathing room. That way they don't have to worry about a safety at this point. All the punter has to do is punt the ball. The center just has to snap it.
Well, the opposite is said for 6A. Everyone makes the playoffs. You could be 1-9, and we may have a 1-9 team in it, but all 4 teams will make the playoffs. And right now, I don't think there's a favorite.
There isn't, and usually the favorite's Del Val, and this year they are in Coach Olsmer's in that what we call the rebuild year, because he had some great seniors the last few years. Hazelton had a great year last year. They graduated a ton. The team that is an enigma to me is Wilkes-Barre. The Wolfpack down there, boy, they came out. They ended up playing a great game against Wyoming area and losing by a point. And then the next week, I don't know if there was injuries involved, but yeah, the 6A guys, they're lucky that way. They're very fortunate that they do make the playoffs.
Because Williamsport is in District 6, and they would be definitely the favorite. Okay, Minter in his end zone. High snap. Scranton comes after it. They don't get it. Nice kick. But Hairston has a return. He's at the 47. 1-2 blocks in the back. And again, we have yellow laundry all over the place. Someone call the laundromat. We're coming in. What is going on? That was an obvious. I saw the kid, and in my head, I'm thinking, don't hit him. Don't do it, and he did it.
And Hairston did a nice job high stepping.
Yeah. Well, the good news is they can only call 1. Right? And there was 2.
There was, and there's no lesser penalty. So, and look at him. He high steps over, and again, good hustle there by number. Is that 5 or 6? I can't tell what the jerseys they have for Honesdale. I think that was Isaac Carmody that on that punt return that, again, had the initial hit. Hairston ran away from him and then ran back into him.
Well, Coach Shumbris had it set up nicely. It's on the tee. You're ready to kick it. Easy kick. And instead, after using his 3 timeouts and great field position in midfield, they're now going to be back at the 39-yard line. So what will he do? He'll go to the air. Chandler low throw, incomplete.
And you can see Honesdale is like playing a cover 2 shell right now. They're playing a little deeper. They don't want to get beat deep. So they'll give up those inside passes just to chew that clock up.
Clock stops, 1:10 left in this wild and wacky first half in the Hornets' nest. Chandler looking left again. Picked off! Intercepted! Looks like Michael. Nope, number 6, Coach. Isaac Carmody right into the hands of the junior, and now Honesdale is set up with a minute left.
Carmody, that was a great way to get this team going. Nice job. He just read the quarterback's eyes, dropped to his hook curl zone, and picked that bad boy off to set the Hornets up in real good field position.
The third turnover of the first half for the Knights. The ball is placed at the 23-yard line. Honesdale had it set up nicely at the 20 the last time they had it, but unfortunately they couldn't convert.
He was looking for his receiver, number 4, on that, and he just
Maloney.
didn't. Yeah, he just wasn't in the right position.
Now Honesdale does not have any timeouts. I believe they used them already. They may have one.
I think they have one.
Yeah. I think this is Kaufman. Kaufman can throw it. He is a quarterback. Trick play. Wide open receiver. He catches it. Touchdown, Tyler Winters. It's a U.S. Army touchdown for the Honesdale Hornets.
Coach Russick out there doing a little high stepping with their guys. Again, that pass was thrown way behind. That should have been a clue that this is a trick play. And he got behind the defense. Not the best ball, but you know what? I'll take 6 points over that. A perfect thrown pass every time.
Well, Kaufman was coming into the year as the starting quarterback, but Collins was too good in the spring in fall camp for coach to just dismiss him. So Kaufman moved over, but he is a quarterback by trade. Winters' kick is up and no good. No good. Wide left. But Kaufman hits his receiver, Winters, and it's a touchdown.
Here you go. Throw behind. Sets up. Look at this. You see him right in your TV screen. Number 1 does an excellent job getting in there for this touchdown.
Winters' first touchdown of the season. Collins is 5th on the year. And this time they convert their turnover into points.
Well, we've seen a lot of turnovers. We saw Scranton converted one for a touchdown. Now it was the Hornets' turn to do the same.
For a 7-6 game, we have had a little bit of everything. I feel like I'm watching a Thursday night college football game from the MAC. Do you hear me?
All we need is like a blue field out here or something crazy.
Well, it has been crazy. That is the right word. And we still have homecoming up here at Honesdale in the second half. So Winters tees it up. Thompson's on the field. Good to see him back to receive. Low kick. It's Hairston from his 20. Take it down. Holds on to the ball. Good job on the special teams from Honesdale. So now Scranton with 47 seconds left, at the 26-yard line.
Now I think we're going to see a dose of Charlie Thompson or our player of the game right now. Bashir Murphy, just to run this the half out. I don't think he's going to want to put the ball back up in the air right now because the momentum definitely has shifted to the Hornets sideline.
Absolutely. And again, they've come back in both their wins this year with big second halves. They'll get the play from the sidelines. Chandler threw an interception the last time he put the ball up. They'll give it to Thompson. Good push from the offensive line. Thompson, who fumbled in the first quarter, holds on to the ball. Gain of 7 on the play.
Charlie Thompson, I really like this kid's running style. He's just a tough-nosed kid, and he's just trying to get things going for the Knights here. Watch this. They go with that counter tray, the backside guard, tackle, pull, and again, Charlie Thompson's patient, reads it, and just really pounds it up there for 8 yards.
He better hold on to the ball, Thompson. He finds room. He has a figure law first down. We'll stop the clock momentarily at the 39-yard line. 12 seconds left.
And he's cramping up again. He just went out. Nice job with the cutback right in here. Again, I really like how tough this kid runs. And you see he's getting up. He's going to be going right out there.
We haven't seen a lot of our Toyota Spotlight player. That was Murphy, the leading ground gainer. He's in the game now, but we haven't seen a lot, and we see enough of him right there. He shoots through. Figure law first down and more. And that will do it. So the longest run of the half takes us to halftime. Murphy shoots through, and that will do it for the first half here on MyTV WQMY. Woo! We need a breather. 7-6 is your score. Scranton over Honesdale with an extended halftime, and then Jan and I will be back. Coming up at the Toyota Halftime Report, we'll have news from the Fox 56 News First at 10. Hannah with Allied, Jan and I, and maybe the king and queen of the court here in the Hornets' Nest.
Welcome back. Today I am joined by Maddie McNoskey. She is a personal care attendant at Allied Services. Maddie, thank you so much for joining me today. Now, what is a personal care attendant?
A personal care attendant is just essentially an individual who helps other people take care of themselves, anything that they would normally do on a daily basis. We can help them with if they need that kind of assistance.
And what would you say is the most rewarding part about being a personal care attendant?
Just really knowing that I'm making a difference in someone else's life. My grandparents are extremely important to me, and I know that I would want them to have the same care if they were in this kind of situation.
And now, who's this friend that's joining us today?
This is Rio. He is first and foremost just my dog. He comes to work with me every once in a while, and he puts a smile on the residents' faces, and he loves them just as much as they love him.
And what would you say is the best part about working at Allied Services?
Just like I said, just knowing that I'm really making a difference in someone's life and being able to help them with anything that I possibly could.
Now, if somebody wanted to join the team, are there jobs available?
Yes, we're always looking for any kind of help in any position at Allied.
Well, Maddie, thank you so much for joining me today. Now, if you're interested in joining the Allied Services team, you can head to alliedservices.org/careers. We'll be right back.
I'm Bill Conaboy. I'm President and CEO of Allied Services Integrated Healthcare System, and we're very pleased for the third year in a row to be a sponsor of Friday Night Rivals. Particularly during these struggles and these difficult times, our thousands of employees believe it's so important to this community to bring Friday night football to families throughout Northeast and Central Pennsylvania. So we look forward to another great season, and again, we're very pleased to be a sponsor of Friday Night Rivals.
On behalf of Allied Services, we present a check of $250 to Honesdale School District, Diane Scarfalato. On your left is the school Honesdale Athletic Director, and there you see Peter Jordan and his daughter, Honesdale Principal, accepting tonight's check. On behalf of Allied Services and MyTV WQMY. We bring it back into the booth. Bob Ide and Jan Seachak. We've taken a breath, trying to figure things out. What happened in that first half? We had three fumbles in the first 90 seconds of this game.
That's just crazy. What a crazy way to start the game. And the craziness continued with the penalties then. I don't know if the officials wanted to get into the TV tonight, but it's been a really crazy time, and even trying to figure out stats, Bob.
Yeah, over 15 penalties. It's really tough. A lot of time the teams are going the wrong way.
Oh, they were staying away from the scoreboard.
Yeah. Well, one team did score, and Scranton took advantage, went 44 yards in 4 plays. Charlie Thompson took it in. He's looked tough running the ball tonight.
I'll tell you what, he's been the guy that, for the Knights, that has kept this game as close as it has been, and he's the tough guy that Coach Schumber says, yeah, that's a Scranton night for you.
Absolutely. Well, Scranton had an opportunity to get back in late to put up another score, but they got the interception, and then Honesdale took it in. So we'll take some brief highlights, and we'll look at then, and Honesdale did score to make it 7-6. So let's take a look at those highlights. There is Thompson. We talked about him running the ball all night, right into your living room there. And Honesdale's done a nice job on defense.
And Charlie Thompson, again, I should say not Charlie Thompson, but the Knights, they ended up scoring, converting on the turnover. Here's the bad punt, or bad snap, and Honesdale gets the ball in great field position.
But they went 4 and out, and Scranton's defense set up as Schmidt goes in towards the end zone.
Took his legs right out, and he doesn't flip. Charlie Thompson on the quick toss. And again, now we're coming in here, and you see the guys stripping at that ball. They want to get that turnover. That was huge for them right there because he gained 10 yards back, and now Hairston on the speed sweep gets the first down.
A lot of figure law first downs. You didn't even have to run the ball. It was on a penalty. Maloney with the nice catch in there. And then Chandler, this is the one right before the half. Yep. The costly interception. Carmody picks it up, and then Honesdale converts.
On a little trickery.
Yep. Kaufman finds Winters in the end zone.
Wide open, and again, a converted quarterback, the running back, and now he's back at quarterback throwing touchdowns.
But unfortunately, he missed the PAT.
And he was perfect on the season this year.
And this is the last play of the half. The biggest run of the half came on the last play. Zeros on the board. Murphy's biggest run, because before that he had 3 runs of minus yardage. And that's it. Hey, we got some great news, though. We have a homecoming queen. And maybe Hannah can find her after we come back from the break. It's 7-6, the score. Homecoming on the field. Who knows what's going to happen in the second half? You want to get more TVs. Popcorn. More popcorn, more drinks, whatever, because I guarantee we'll have an entertaining second half here on My TV, WQMY. I need a drink of water.
You're watching Allied Services Friday Night Rivals, presented by Dixon City Hyundai and Performance Kia.
Both teams coming back on the field, 7-6 your score. We're at the half, as I mentioned. It's homecoming here.
It is.
It's always nice to have a homecoming queen, and Emma, our homecoming queen, Hannah O'Reilly, is with the new homecoming queen of Honesdale. Emma?
Yes, Bob, I am here with Emma Madrovsky. She is the 2021 homecoming queen. Emma, congratulations. How's it feel to have won tonight?
I'm so thankful for everyone who's provided me with this opportunity. It's just an amazing, amazing feeling.
Now, you're a senior, bittersweet moment, last homecoming game. What are you going to miss most about high school?
I'm definitely going to miss my friends, which is going to be really, really hard. I'm going to miss all the amazing events, and especially all my leaders and my teachers that have brought all this amazing experiences to me.
And now, do we have plans for the future? Are we doing day by day? How's it going?
As of right now, I want to attend a 4-year university, possibly major in biology education, because I absolutely love science, so I'm excited for the future.
Okay, Emma, well, we wish you the best of luck and congratulations once again. You're welcome. Bob and Jan, back to you guys in the booth.
There's our homecoming queens. We'll be right back for the second half on My TV. Scranton stretching, Honesdale ready to go. Jan Cechak, your coach's keys for the second half.
Coach's keys for second half, stop the stupid mistakes. I'm sorry. I mean, it's just been silly that way. No, for Honesdale, they've got to finish their drives. They've had some good field position. They work against themselves. And Scranton, really, they have got some really athletes out there that can change this game in a heartbeat. Charlie Thompson. We saw our player of the game, Bashir Murphy, rip off a 26-yard run there, and he really hit that hole. And that's what Coach Schumber is probably going to get a nice steady mix of. Maybe stay away from the passing and just start pounding the ball.
Yeah, those penalties kill drives. They just kill momentum. They kill a lot of things. And unfortunately, we had a lot of them in that first half, and hopefully we don't have them into the second half. So Honesdale will get the ball to begin the second half. They trail by 1. Last week they put up huge numbers in the second half, almost 24 points against Riverside. Can they do that again? Scranton, meanwhile, they were doing well against Wilkes-Barre in their opening game, and they gave up almost 35 straight points to Wilkes-Barre. That was in game number 1. So that's why you play 2 halves.
That's what we do. And Bob, would you do an onside kick right now if you were Coach Shumpers?
You know what? He almost did it to begin the game.
Yeah.
I mean, they almost.
Well, that's what Honesdale did too.
Yeah. Maybe. So Ortiz tees it up. Hard to see who was back in the dark back there, but Ortiz with gets a leg into it, kicks it deep to the far side. Cage Southerton is ripped down. He's past the 27-yard line. So that's where we'll see the freshman quarterback come out. He had a nice game against Abington, really extended things into the second half. He was 12 of 28 against the Comets, 267 yards and 2 touchdowns. They need that now into the second half. Need balance on this offense.
And that's what Coach Russick said he wanted to try to do, is get a little bit more balance. And to me, it looked like his quarterback, Collins, was just being a little indecisive at times, and that's a confidence thing. And we have to remember, everybody, he is a true freshman out there playing.
I think he only had 1 completion in that first half. No, he did not, because Kaufman threw that pass. Shooting in, we talked about him tonight, all night long on defense. Coach number 52, Carrera, having himself a nice game, the junior.
He really is. And again, the Scranton defensive line is really stout up there. They are pushing. They are not getting pushed back, and they are actually the ones making the first hits and the tackles.
No surprise, it's a loss on the play of 1 for Schmidt. Collins, quick drop, can't find anybody. Southerton was covered downfield nicely by Maloney. They take Collins down. It's a loss, so it will be a sack back to the 26-yard line.
You'll see right here, he's stepping, he's looking, and again, the pocket collapses. He's got to start moving around, be a little bit more mobile back there, and that might help him out a little bit.
Sophomore Javon James was there to get the tackles. So Scranton's defense comes out, playing tough once again. 2 plays and 2 loss of yards for the Hornets. Collins going to roll this time. And there's our guy again, the junior.
Jacob Martinez, he just ripped right through number 51, or excuse me, 61 on the offensive line. He just went right through him. He took his right arm and he ripped it through, and he just kept pursuing, and he gets himself a nice sack.
So Honesdale comes out 3 plays.
Charlie Thompson is back to receive the punt.
Minus
For Scranton.
11 yards. Winters back. Gets this kick high and deep. Thompson is back in after the half. Nice kick for Winters. Thompson on his own sideline. Stays in bounds. He's bobbing and weaving. And a nice return of almost 25 yards for Thompson inside the 30-yard line for the Knights.
Boy, Charlie Thompson, watch this return. Stops, hits the brakes, and again, breaks 2 tackles, 3, puts his shoulder down right here, and he runs over number 55 for Honesdale, and he has the Knights set up right at the 25-yard line.
29-yard punt return for Thompson, who went out in the first half with a cramp. Scranton trying to get their second win of the year. Thompson through the middle. Behind that beleaguered offensive line, using everything he has for a Keystone College first down. They're inside the 10, 1st and goal for the Knights inside the Allied Services red zone.
Right here, watch the determination. They run with that nub tight end, which is he's in back of the tackle. He led block, and I'll tell you, Charlie Thompson, what a playmaker.
This time they have him, holds on to the ball. First guy in there was Hinton. Some positive yards. We're up to the 5.
You You see Charlie Thompson a little winded. I'll tell you, he's given everything he's got to try to keep these Knights in the game and try to get a victory for his team.
Murphy replaces him, the speedster. Honesdale showing the blitz, thinking the run is coming. Does Chandler keep this one? He does. Chandler loses the ball. It's on the wet turf, and it's recovered by Honesdale. Johnny Kaufman jumps on it. The 4th turnover of the game for the Knights.
Incredible. Nice job. Look at number 10 come down. Buzz in there, comes in, puts a right arm right on the ball and rips that right out. And oh boy, Honesdale, way to avoid that, dodge that bullet right there.
That's Cage Sutherland, the junior, and you hold your breath now every time Scranton has the ball. That's the 3rd fumble of this game. What a break for Honesdale. But they get it at their own 5, and the way their offense is going, there's no room to go. It's been going backwards.
I think the call's going to be to Mr. Schmidt right now. Wow, nice job. Number 5 coming off the edge right there. That was Donato Stepney. Boy, he read that, and he just peeled off, and he comes firing like a missile in there. Connor Schmidt does a nice job bouncing it. Look at that. He rocked him back. That's a great job, great tackling technique.
Gain of 2 on that one. Scranton could have a huge lead in this game if it weren't for the turnovers and the penalties. Their defense has been playing outstanding tonight. Here comes the blitz. Oh, they get him behind the line of scrimmage. 62 Martinez again, coach. Shoots in.
I'll tell you, he's got some spunk to him. Look at that. He just came right through. And if you noticed on the top of your screen there, the left guard, left tackle, they're doubling, but the center's not stepping down and picking up his man, and that's why Martinez is having a great night tonight.
They are. A loss of 3 again. Honesdale just can't see anything that works. Their offensive line cannot hold this Scranton defensive line back. There was room for Schmidt, but Schilling was there to take him down, and Honesdale will be forced to punt deep from their side of the ball.
Connor Schmidt on the carry. Going to be tackled short
up to the 6.
Well, I'm looking at Dallas Gambita is playing that left guard position. He's firing out. He's going to the 2nd level, but he's not getting the 1st level. And again, that's Martinez. That's why Martinez, it's almost like he's unblocked. Well, he is unblocked.
So Winters, he has a nice leg. Good snap. Hairston back to receive this high end-over-end kick from the Honesdale 40. Host of red jerseys there, taken back to the 41, but excellent field position. 6:27 left in the 3rd quarter. The Knights have a short field to go.
Friday Night Rivals is sponsored by Keystone College. Your career starts here with over 40 options, the lowest tuition, and a giant education. Register for on-campus open house on Saturday, October 23rd.
So Chandler comes back out after fumble. He also has an interception tonight. I mean, Scranton's offense has shown propensity to move the ball.
They have.
They just can't hold on to it.
And that 4 offensive linemen, they're getting the job done up there. They just have to hold on to the ball, the skill kids.
They go with Stepney at quarterback, kind of a hybrid. He is listed as a quarterback. He started at wide receiver, number 5. So big run up the middle for Thompson. Gain of 6.
If you look at Charlie Thompson's jersey right now, his uniform, he's the dirtiest guy out there, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean that's how hard this young man's running.
Inside to reverse, Hairston comes through. Michael read that one. Going to be close to the line to gain, and it is a Keystone College first down for Scranton.
he's coming out. He's a little, something's up. And you'll see right here, number 77, Packy Rissmiller, 6'1", 250-pound junior. First time really tonight playing, and he's been pulling at that tackle position, and they get them close for that. Well, he got that first down.
Thompson cuts back, finds a nice gap, shoots through for almost 8.
The Knights all of a sudden go unbalanced towards their sideline, hoping that Honesdale will adjust to it, and they come back to the right side with Charlie Thompson. You see that right there.
Oh, Stepney lost it, and he comes down with it. The Knights almost had their 4th fumble of the night. A loss of 3, 3rd down on the way.
You'll see right here, just a lower snap. And again, they were trying to do that RPO. Charlie Thompson coming across, knocking the ball down because it was low. And again, good heads up on his part right there to recover that fumble.
4th fumble of the night, but 3 were taken away. This one they recovered. Here comes the blitz, and we have movement. Illegal procedure against the Knights.
Bob, we've said about where the scoreboard's located to our right in that field, and that is very dark back there. And I guess the kids are afraid to go to the dark side. I don't know. We had a Star Wars halftime intermission by the Honesdale Hornet Band. I don't know.
I don't either. We need the force to come in. Stepney looks over to the sidelines. 3rd and long. They give it to Thompson. He has a gap. Makes a cut. And he's up to the 22. So it's 4th down and manageable if Coach Schumbers wants to go for it. I think at this point you do.
Well, he doesn't have, right here's the replay. There's something that Coach Schumbers sees inside that's not there for the Honesdale Hornets inside. Their linebackers, they're playing that up tight, and once they squeeze that second level, he's gone.
It is a Keystone College 1st down. Stepney breaks out, and it's a Scranton Knights touchdown. 22 yards. He's in for the U.S. Army touchdown of the night.
Nice job in here. Look at this. They down, kick out, and he does a nice job bobbing and weaving and gets in there for the touchdown for the Knights.
The Army Knights and the Scranton Knights. Another bad snap. We'll take a break. It's a 7-point lead for Scranton, but plenty of time left in this game. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Kick underway after Scranton scores, goes out of bounds. Bob I, Jan Cechek, Hannah O'Reilly. We are in the Hornets' nest. We're in the 3rd quarter of a wild and wacky high school football game. A lot of penalties, a lot of turnovers, but it's just 13-6. Honesdale gets a break. They're just down 7. Do they re-kick or take the ball to 35? Let's see. They're lining up for the re-kick. So Ortiz will tee it up again.
Well, I like that call. I would make them re-kick. And the main reason being is that kids, when they're on the kickoff team, that might be the only time they step on the field. So their adrenaline's flowing, and to try to reboot that immediately after that, it's kind of tough. So the advantage should go to the Hornets on this. And Ortiz, I haven't seen him really kick the ball super deep. So
back them up 5, right? So they should get good field position. I will come back to this question. What does Honesdale have to do on offense to get things going? Do you remember anything working?
Block. Their front five.
Basic.
Yeah, their front 5 is just not getting it done. And maybe they address that with number 51 during the break there, telling him he's got to take care of.
Southerton, I think, again from his 20. They would have got the ball to 35. He's past that. He's up to about the 37. So, hey, they'll get 3 yards out of that and brings the offense back on, trailing by 7 now. Here's the touchdown.
Look at this. Again, there's 62 pulling. Nice job in there. Look, they blocked down, they kicked out, and he does a nice job for the end zone payday.
Yeah, it's a U.S. Army touchdown. We welcome them on board to Friday Night Rivals, and thank all of our sponsors who make this season possible. Midway through, we're 5 games in, Coach, already, believe it or not, and things are starting to shake out. We're separating the contenders from the pretenders, as you might say.
We absolutely, and some of these teams will be going to the playoffs, but again, they're fighting to try to get that better position inside the playoff realm.
Dustin Miller is having himself a game from that defensive end. He shoots in and takes down Michael, number 5. Here, look at it again.
Here we go, right in here. They're chasing. The offensive linemen are chasing. They're not engaging. They're chasing. They're turning their shoulders. They've got to start to engage those defensive linemen and make them move around, and they're not.
Spoken like an offensive line coach.
Sorry, I apologize.
That's why we have you. It all starts up front. Here's the blitz. Michael again, Schilling with the first hit. Excuse me, that's Schmidt. He breaks out of a couple tackles. Wait, I got to get the number right. It's number 5. It is Michael. They look the same, 5 and 3, but he positive gain.
Now watch the offensive line. That time they stoned them at the defensive lineman, and that's a great second effort right there to get that 3rd and short situation for the Hornets.
And the way you're playing, you might go for it on 2 downs here to get 2 yards.
Well, you know what? Why not? It's been a crazy night.
Why not? Little swing out past to Southerton. Can he outrace the defense? He does, barely, picks up 3 yards. It's a Keystone College first down at the 49.
Nice little, they were trying to set that up earlier in the game. They did that with that deep motion, the swing pass. And I'll tell you, one thing I've noticed that I really like is how fast the Scranton Knights are. Their secondary really flies around.
He had to outrun Soldoni, who we know is very fast. So a positive now for Honesdale. Can they get something motion? Can they get momentum back? That'll be the key. They're going to go to the air. Collins with time. Has a receiver over the middle, Southerton. Big positive gain inside the 30 at Keystone College. First down. Gain of 17.
Nice job in here. The offensive line gives him time. He's in there. He's just got to stay mobile. And you could hear the fans were getting a little impatient. There's a yell and throw the ball. And he does a nice job there to number 10, Cage Southerton.
Finds the leading receiver on this team for a big gain. Again, Honesdale's a second half team. They proved it last week against the Vikings. Michael now behind Collins. Little RPO, but no, says Mr. Martinez again. Loss of 3.
Well, they were doing that same deep motion. This time Connor Schmidt coming in motion, trying to do it, and they go with the RPO. And again, they're doubling. They're not taking care of the first line, and that's why Martinez is having a great night. And I'm not taking anything away from his ability. He's doing a tremendous job all by himself, but when the offensive line allows it, you got to take advantage of it.
Packy Rissmiller now comes in the defensive line for Scranton. Some fresh legs. Flag from the back, I think delay of game.
Well, right now the Hornets are playing against the Hornets and the Knights, and you can't do that.
Well said. Well said. Up next for Scranton is Wallen Paulpack, so it doesn't get any easier. They'll be at home for the first time this year. West Scranton is actually at home tonight, losing to Valley View, so Memorial Stadium is back open.
That's good news for the Scranton School District.
I'd like to bring home a win. Schmidt. Martinez tripped him behind the line of scrimmage. He falls forward for about a yard gain. But no, that's a loss of 2, excuse me. 3rd and long again.
I'll tell you what, they tried running with that nub number 4, that fullback coming across. And again, Martinez blows that up, and that obviously then knocked down Connor Schmidt on his run in there.
We have to get a player of the game in one quarter. And right now, I got Martinez on there as well.
And as an offensive defensive line coach,
Thompson,
absolutely,
yeah.
and Charlie Thompson right now.
Okay.
But the Hornets, again, we have a lot of football to play.
He's trying to get a pass to Schmidt on the shovel. He was covered, and it's another sack for the Knights, their 5th of the evening. And he's all the way back at the 43-yard line, and I think this will force the coach to punt it.
Again, trying down. And again, 52 comes in there. Nice job putting that type of pressure. Nick Carrera does it. I mean, they just can't get anything going. And if it's not Martinez, then it's Carrera. I mean, just pick a name from the Knights that keep coming over on defense.
Okay, 3 quarters in the book. 1 to go here on my network, my TV, WQMY. Back at the Hornets' Nest, we're in Honesdale, Wayne County. Bob Ide, Jan Cicek, Hannah O'Reilly down on the sidelines. Our crew doing a nice job tonight. 13-6 is the score, but it feels like it should be like 35-34. But there's been double-digit penalties tonight on both sides. Has really slowed things down. Honesdale had an opportunity here to take advantage of some good field position. They couldn't. Winters is going to punt it. He's going to punt it to Thompson from his 15.
Look at that leg drive.
He drove carried 4 people, 10 yards. Hannah's down with more smiles. I know Honesdale's losing, but we have to have some smiles on the Hornets sideline.
It's all right. These Honesdale cheerleaders are still staying positive. They're still smiling, and they're ready for the Dr. Todd Smile Cam. I want you to also make sure you check out the mascot smile as well. Guys, let's see those smiles.
Those are some choppers on that Hornet, I tell you.
I'll tell you, they're bright whites. Dr. Todd's doing work on Hornets now. Who knew?
Who knew? Charlie Thompson's down. I can't think again with cramps all night, so we'll have an opportunity now to check out the Scranton Knights' upcoming schedule. I say with a question mark. They have Paul Pack, very tough, and then they'll beat some 6A teams. Hazelton's right there, we saw. Delaware Valley, North Pocono, to end the season with Abington Heights at home on the 29th. Again, all 6A teams in District 2 make the playoffs. Where you're going to be seated, who knows? And really, it's an open postseason for 6A.
It is. And now with Wallenpaupack, we saw them a few weeks ago with Scranton Prep, and Doc Watson has the Paupack, the Buckhorns, really playing well. And again, he's going to have them ready for next week to try to gain those power points against a 6A school. Hazelton's losing to Dallas at this point. Del Val, I didn't catch a score on them, or North Pocono or Abington at this point.
Well, next week we will be at Lakeland, our home away from home in 2020. And speaking of Lakeland and Wyoming area, they're right in the thick of things. They're in our FNR top 10. By the way, you can see that on Tuesday night on Fox 56.
Yes, you can.
With Hannah and I. So Lakeland's leading the standings right now. Prep is going to get some points in there. Wyoming area, of course, coming off that tough loss to Southern Columbia last week. They're beating Crestwood tonight. They were shutting them out. So it sets up for a top 10 matchup for us next week up at Chapman Lake.
It's going to be a great shootout there. Again, Wyoming area leading Southern Columbia all the way to the end of the game last week. Lakeland, Coach P up there, I'll tell you what, I don't know what he did or what he's doing, but it's working, and congratulations to the Chiefs. How about Mid-Valley being 3-1 this year? I mean,
we will see them later on
this
season.
They're great games there, and Carbondale 2-2. I mean, they've been up and down. They've been sporadic, and Western Wayne, we know the Janishevsky, Zane Janishevsky's younger brother's there, and he's really doing a great job for them.
Charlie Thompson has been playing in pain all night long. We think it's cramps. It looks like cramps. He keeps coming in and out, but they really worked on him on the field for a long time. Let's pass along a score because we have Lakeland next week. They're beating Carbondale 26-14. So they'll remain undefeated. And Wyoming area is beating, shutting out Crestwood 20-0. So big matchup next week at Chapman Lake. Here, Scranton has the ball. Murphy in now. I'm sure he'll get a bunch of carries. He picks up positive yardage. And what more can you say about this offensive line? Just one starter coming in, Sean Norton. The other guys, I think they picked him out of school and said, hey, you can play offensive line.
And I'll tell you, Coach Schumbers is probably going, why didn't I do this sooner? Again, he's moved kids around, and like we said, we've been calling out Dustin Miller's name, big number 44, who's concentrated on offense. He's doing great on their defense for the Knights. So, yeah, they're really pushing around Honesdale.
Stephanie comes through. It's a Keystone College first down. Gain of 13 up to the 46. That was a nice hole.
It is. They keep exploiting that inside area of Honesdale. These linebackers are stepping up, and now that opens up a huge void. And, again, they're filling it. The Knights are. They're filling that with huge yardage.
Stepney started a wide receiver. He's listed as a quarterback, so he's in there kind of running the RPO. Not much passing, though. Inside the Schilling. Bunch of red shirts there. Somehow he makes something out of nothing. Gains a yard. Second down coming up.
You'll see Packy Rissmiller on that, number 77. He's pulling in there and does a nice job cleaning up, and he gets a nice job out there. You see him right there. He's looking. Just got to be careful that you don't hit somebody in the back like that.
Honesdale now on defense, Coach. You got to sell out a little bit. You need to get the ball back or get a turnover again.
I agree with you, Bob, but that inside has been such a void for them, and that's not a good idea. Maybe bring pressure from the outside.
Murphy cuts in, falls forward, and they'll mark it for a Keystone College first down inside Hornet territory up to the 44.
Brought down by Logan Demutis, the 5'11", 180-pound senior right there. Look at Murphy. Just get to the outside, puts his head down. He's not very, like Coach Schumber says, he's not huge in stature, but his heart is there.
He had a 100-yard game against West Scranton on 13 carries, 116 to be exact, and 2 touchdowns. Have not seen a lot of him tonight, so he should be fresh in this fourth quarter. Good push, but somehow gets out of it. Fluck has him, and he takes him down. That's one of those maybe Murphy should have went down, but was fighting forward. Oh, loss of almost 10 yards.
Well, you'll see right here, they just stuff it in there. Nice job with the wrap, and he gets out of it trying to make it. And I think, the field is slippery, and that didn't help him right there.
Yeah, Kelleher was Johnny on the spot.
He was.
So if you're Scranton, you want to use as much clock as you can.
Oh, there's no rush on this. Take it down to 3 seconds every time, and the ball's in your court.
Stepney just going to take it. Weaves his way through traffic right up to midfield.
Now Stepney on the run. He's going to be tackled again by Logan Demutis. Ball spotted at midfield.
They do a nice job at quarterback keep. Number 63 there. That's Deshaun Fulcher doing a nice job lead blocking out there. And they're just having their way with them right now, the Honesdale defense. So the Knights just take their time. They're going to grind this out.
Honesdale has not beaten Scranton since 2002, and right now it's not looking favorable for the Hornets. Scranton owns the series, 12 wins to 4. Murphy through, nice push from the offensive line. We'll bring up fourth down. They're inside Hornet territory, but what does Coach Schumbers do? Go for it or punt?
I think if it was me, I would corner kick it out of bounds because the Hornets offense has not been very productive tonight. Unfortunately, they've been moving more backwards than forward.
However, we had a bad snap on a punt in the first half to Ortiz. Southerton back, good snap. Ortiz gets a nice leg into it. Low kick, it's over his head. Oh, he picks it up at the 4. Maloney can't get him. Oh, and he's wrestled down about the 10-yard line by Maloney, who made a nice comeback to make the tackle. So about a 7-yard gain on the punt return, and Honesdale will have the ball just past their 10-yard line. Trailing by 7.
He just roped him on that one.
It
Threw
was
him down.
rope. Apropos for Honesdale.
We're up here in farm country, and I'll tell you, these guys do a great job. The Hornets, you know, their families, their backgrounds with all the farming industry that they still maintain up here. It's really neat to see that.
Well, thank the principal superintendent, the athletic director for making everything possible and welcoming us to Hornets Stadium for the first time ever for Friday Night Rivals. So Collins, the quarterback, little swing pass out to Southerton. Schilling's there, and it's a loss on the play. They just cannot find any offense. That defense knows what the play is before anybody knows.
And they are just covering so fast. Again, you'll see Sutherland coming out here, and he just starts dancing. Attack it. You have to make them miss you, and he's just waiting for them to close, and you don't want to do that with the speed.
I think this is Martinez on the ground. I see it too, so it's either Carrera or Martinez, and both have played outstanding tonight for the Knights. Looks like another cramping situation. So here's our schedule, and we mentioned we're going up Lakeland next week for a top 10 matchup between Wyoming area and Lakeland. Berwick and Valley West, very interesting matchup in the Wyoming Valley Conference. Berwick was beating Williamsport. Coach is going to find the score. Valley West was winning. They're winning or won?
They are winning in the fourth quarter.
Well, that's a big win. How about Valley West?
Valley West, it still says 0-0 with Tunkhannock.
Well, they were winning 20-0 according to Twitter.
Okay.
Then we have Crestwood Dallas. Crestwood is like the enigma. We don't know what type of team we're getting. They just haven't found the defending champs in 4A. They have not found any offense. Dallas right there. And Trail Mid-Valley, that's a big game. Trail is the favorite maybe now in AA.
Yeah, and Mid-Valley having a great season for themselves right now. So it's going to be an exciting time the next few weeks for Friday Night Rivals fans.
Yeah, stay tuned right here. Of course, Hannah and I, as I mentioned, we have our Friday Night Rivals Top 10 each Tuesday night on the Fox 56 News first at 10. We all get a vote, and that is...
Yep.
That Martinez?
That is Mr. Martinez.
Yeah. The 5'10 junior walks off. He had an outstanding evening. Really has helped this defense stifle Honesdale.
The future's looking good for Coach Chumbers with a lot of these kids, especially Martinez being a junior. If he spends some time in that weight room and gets himself stronger, he's going to be a real force to be reckoned with.
Second and long. Give it to Schmidt. Schmidt with a nice hole. He's up for a Keystone College first down. It's a nice run, probably the best run of the night for Schmidt.
Well, they did that. That's what Coach Russett calls his diesel play. You can see there they are. There's that counter. Those big 77 and 74 pulling for Honesdale, leading him out there. That's where they got their huge yardage. So here we go. Put your seatbelts on, folks.
Buckle up. Could be a bumpy ride the rest of the 6.5 left in this game. Good carry, positive yards, and that's what you want if you're Honesdale. That's Michael again. He's up for 5.
You'll see number 14 creeping in. They're bringing outside pressure to try to stop that run, and Schmidt gets a nice job in there with 4 yards.
Scranton has to get tired on that defense. Norton's been playing both sides. Martinez just got hurt.
They're pretty stout up front, so I don't think they're going to be trying to run inside too many times.
No, our Ardestani is in there, number 15 as well. Collins, was it past the line of scrimmage? No flag. Goes incomplete.
Those are decisions that will drive coaches crazy. But again, you have to understand he's a freshman. He's trying to make sure he's going to throw the ball downfield. He's going to start getting more comfortable, and he's going to start using his legs to take advantage of what the defense is given. He's getting flushed out of the pocket, just attack now.
Scranton trying to get some fresh faces in. Thompson was actually in. That's unbelievable. Paps replaces him.
Well,
if Thompson gets like the hard hat award tonight or something, right?
Oh, give him a lunchbox because he came to work and he
absolutely did.
He put overtime in.
Okay, timeout Honesdale. 3rd and 6 forthcoming. Nice crowd on hand for homecoming. We talked to the homecoming queen before, and big game tomorrow, Coach.
It is a big game. Saturday means one thing, and that's Fox College football. Tomorrow, Saturday college football on Fox starts with the big noon kickoff. Live football coverage follows with number 12, Notre Dame, battling number 18, Wisconsin, only on Fox 56.
That will be at Soldier Field in Chicago. The Shamrock Series continues for Notre Dame. Wisconsin, of course, lost to Penn State. And you asked me about Notre Dame because I am an Irish Notre Dame fan.
I knew that, yes, sir.
And, you know, I think they're almost, I don't want to say like Honesdale, but you don't know what you're going to get each week. Like their offensive line has not been playing well. Defense has been okay. This is going to be a huge test for them away from South Bend. Because they have Cincinnati next week.
And Soldier Field, what a place to play.
Yep. Okay, 3rd down and long. After the timeout, Collins rolling. Here comes the pressure. And he just runs out of bounds, nowhere to throw it. Great job by Paps to get him out of bounds. Loss on the play, and Honesdale's not going to be forced to punt.
And they didn't say he went out of bounds. They're running the clock. You'll see he gets flushed. Look at how they're spying him, number 7, number 15. And then you see the burst right there of number 16 doing a great job for the Knights. That's Craig Pabst.
Just a sophomore.
Yeah.
Well, Scranton has a lot of players on that sidelines, and they used a lot tonight. So Winter in. Good high kick. I like the way he's punted the ball tonight. Somehow Thompson is back. I don't understand it. He should have caught that one. He gives them another 15 yards. It's back to the 24-yard line. And that's where Scranton will come back out.
Friday Night Rivals is sponsored by Keystone College. Your career starts here with over 40 degree options, the lowest tuition, and a giant education. Register for on-campus open house on Saturday, October 23rd.
Fair to say, biggest series of the game?
Yes.
Really, Scranton can close this one out with a couple first downs. Honesdale wants the ball back.
They do, and they're going to just have to really, if it was me, I wouldn't send anything from inside. Any inside pressure, bring it from the outside, force them back in to where your help is.
If you told me 4 turnovers for Scranton, you'd say they lost the game, but right now it's not looking that way.
Well, and now let's take into account how many penalties on both teams that haven't helped themselves.
But the Knights defense has played outstanding. Stepney still in, gives to Thompson. Somehow he still has his hard hat on, and somehow he's going to find a burst. Charlie Thompson, cramps and all, is still on his feet.
Whoa,
and he's horse collared down by Fluck. Here comes the flag, but a huge game for Charlie Thompson, and that may be it. That may be the knockout that knocks Thompson out of this game.
He's up.
What an amazing night for Charlie Thompson. What more can you say?
This kid, watch how he can cut. Look at the vision, and again, ball security. He switched the hands. He's getting out there. You'll see this in here. He eludes one tackle. He's dancing inside there, and again, then he gets that horse collar right there. And the thing was, he wasn't even brought down on the ground. He landed on top of number 80, Rocco Fluck, on that one. So
a 64-yard run for Charlie Thompson, the longest of his season, and he did it with bad legs.
How many?
Unbelievable.
What a great work ethic he has. And, you know, Coach Shumbras, he did say, this is what we want in Scranton. This is how we want our Knights to play.
Give a lot of credit to this offensive line that has been thrown together this week in practice. And some movement there from the line. But Sean Norton, the 6'4" senior, has been a huge leader up front for this team. So inside the Allied Services red zone, Scranton gets a 5-yard penalty. It was after that Keystone College first down, the huge run. So now plenty of time. Scranton in no rush. And I said this would be the knockout maybe for Honesdale, and it looks like it might be.
It will be. You know, I mean, the Knights have played a very good game in terms of their offensive plan. They're actually punching it up. If you look at the defense right now, they're going right to where they're not.
Is there a fumble? Fumble. Of course there is. Honesdale recovers. Why not? The 5th turnover of the night for Scranton. And how deadly will it be? We'll find out. Honesdale has a chance at the 9.
Quarterback keep going out. Bashir Murphy doesn't, you know, he didn't attack anyone. That allowed the defender to really close on there. And again, we've watched Honesdale strip the ball. You'll see it again.
Number
Let's see
10,
what
I think, got his hand in. Cage Southerton, the junior, knocked it out. I didn't see who recovered it. It may have been him. But all you want is a chance if you're Honesdale, and you're going to have it.
3:41 and 3 timeouts.
You just have to go 92 yards at 3:41. The way tonight's going, who knows what's going to happen. Collins, Martinez.
Safety.
It is a safety. So he brings his lunchbox to the game. He's beat up, but Martinez gets the safety and the sack, and that should just about do it for the Knights.
And Martinez, you can see he's cramping up right now. They're just not blocking him. They just let him come in, and good for Martinez. I mean, great game tonight. He got himself a safety there. And Bob, if I had to vote in this, he would be the player of the game defensively. And I think
you get a vote. If you get, what do you mean if you get a vote? Who's voting? Me?
Yeah, well,
party of one. No, it would be Jacob Martinez, who had a huge night defensively, and Charlie Thompson. Both guys just fighting through the cramps. You can see the pain they're in, but you know what helps the pain? A win.
Oh, absolutely. They're gonna be celebrating on the bus on the way home. Again, coming out here, they're just not blocking. 1, 2, 3. There were 4 white jerseys in the quarterback's face, and Martinez was the first man to him.
Honesdale, since 2017, was 2-11 against Division I of the Lackawanna Football Conference. Make that 3-12 now. Excuse me, 2-12.
Well, now
unless there's a miracle, and we have not seen Honesdale do much on offense, this may put this one in the book for the 2nd win of the year for Scranton.
Well,
however, there is still time
There's
left.
a lot of, I mean, 3 minutes, 35 seconds, a lot of time. But 8 points won't do it right now, so they need 2 scores. And now they have to kick off from their 20-yard line.
This really takes away an onside kick, dare I say?
Yeah. And, you know, I'm not, you know, I would not want to be kicking the ball right now to Mr. Thompson back there.
No, they're going to get the ball probably around the 50.
Bob, I don't know if you know, does Charlie Thompson, is he a wrestler by chance?
I don't know.
He has that wrestler mentality, like how he's attacking and everything he does out there. I mean, 181 pounds, so yeah, he'd be pretty feisty out there.
It is an onside kick, and Murphy pulls it down for Scranton.
Going to be recovered by Bashir Murphy for the Knights. They'll take over at the Hornet 32-yard line.
What a team effort for Scranton. Here it is again, Coach.
Look at that, right in there. Nice job, Bashir Murphy. We know he's got sure hands, and he just pulled that in, and he did the right thing. We always teach the players you want to get in the fetal position, cover the ball, because arms, and they're going to be ripping at your fingers. They're going to be pulling to try to get that out.
You mentioned Halloween, Coach. To my right, over the trees, is
Hey,
that
wait
a
a
full
second.
moon?
I thought you were talking about
No,
me.
is that a full moon?
Yes, that would make sense. Now we know why.
Wow. 5 turnovers for the Scranton Knights, and if they somehow come out with a win, what a job. And what a job by this guy. Surprised Thompson just didn't take a seat. He needs a break. What an evening from Charlie Thompson. You can see he's still limping, still cramping.
He does that cutback. What that does is he starts on the left, crosses the quarterback's face. That allows the offensive guard and tackle to pull to the left.
Okay, not quite a full moon. Maybe close, but my mother always said you got to beware of those full moons.
Absolutely, and this whole week has been kind of the weather that we've had, the rain, and then tonight it's bizarre.
Well, home of Tyler Peterson. Wacky.
And Tyler's our graphics guy, and he does an awesome job week in and week out for us. He gets the stats up there so everybody at home can see what we're talking about. The entire crew. Gumble tonight, John Gumble did a great job. You know, the play's coming to him, making tackles when he had to.
Tyler Florian is other graphics person. Kevin Burke's replay.
I'll even mention Coy's name, even though he's a Cowboys fan, but I will mention his name.
Why? Yeah, our crew's done an awesome job. Nice
Alex,
trip up here to Honesdale. Some wet conditions. Got the truck parked. Nice job running the cables. And I don't think people understand what it takes to get this production going throughout the whole week, and then when we get to a facility. What this crew does is just amazing. That's why, well, it's the best in the state, let's be honest. I mean, we've been doing this for over a decade now.
And how they do it, and again, they're so professional.
Stepney's been in the quarterback position a lot in the second half. They must like the way he runs, and it's a Keystone College first down. They're inside the Allied Services red zone, is Scranton. Clock will stop momentarily. But Stepney's done a nice job running that kind of, I want to call it an RPO because it's not really a pass option. It's more of
It's kind of like that Wildcat option.
Yeah. He fumbled last time, and you can see they're
working
poking at the ball. Yep. He did a nice job covering it.
The Hornets have really, you can tell that they spend a lot of time doing those strip drills. And again, it's paid dividends in terms of getting the turnover, but now they got to do the other part and punch it in.
Oh, wait, another flag. Why not? Under 2 minutes.
And there was 2 seconds on the clock.
Well, it doesn't get any easier for Honesdale, as we mentioned. They go to Western Wayne, then they have Prep and Valley View. So they take this loss, and they will not be favored in the next 3. They play Nanticoke and West at the end of the season. 2 winnable games then, if you're healthy at that point.
If you're going through the grinder with those 3 teams that they have to face next. Oh, well, it says Williamsport and Berwick 21-21 first overtime.
Stepney, room. A lot of tired missed tackles, stays in bounds. That's a Keystone College, is it? Nope. I don't know why they're stopping the clock. Is there another flag? Timeout? Looks like a timeout.
Yep. Honesdale must have called that, obviously. Bashir Murphy doing a nice job with the lead block up in here. He's looking back. He's trying to cause some interference.
Max Michael, the junior, covers up the quarterback. And we have 1:49 left in this game. So it'll be a nice bus ride back, the 45 minutes to Scranton High School. And The Knights now will get ready for the Buckhorns next week. And then they face Hazleton and Del Val, two teams in the 6A. So they'll go win 2 and 3. Honesdale will drop to 2 and 3, but still in the mix of stuff in 4A District 2 playoffs.
Well, Lakeland took care of Carbondale 33-14. Wyoming area 27-0 over Crestwood. Hazleton came back to beat Dallas 28-21.
More flags. Thompson up. Stop the clock. 1:45 left. Face mask against Honesdale. That probably will give them a Keystone College first down. Well, we knew from the beginning. We've said it several times. 3 fumbles in the first 90 seconds of this game. And we're like, here we go.
There we go.
Buckle up. Buckle up.
Is it enough for the first? No. Did it?
Is it?
No.
Nope. It's going to be just short.
That would make sense, right? With everything else going on, how crazy it's been tonight.
Oh, Murphy really twisted. Hopefully he's okay. Michael behind him. Excuse me, Mickle, excuse me, Max Mickle.
So he just comes flying in right off the edge, does a nice job wrapping him up.
Another timeout, 3rd down coming.
And folks, with the break, we want to give one more great big shout out to the Arthur Avenue Italian Deli for sponsoring tonight's meal for your Honesdale Hornets football team and the cheerleaders. They're located at the Route 6 Plaza, 650 Old Willow Avenue in Honesdale. Arthur
So
Avenue is an
5
Italian deli
more
restaurant
games left
serving delicious hot
in the
dogs,
regular
hot
season,
pizzas,
Coach.
hot and cold hoagies,
Playoffs after that.
It's been, I cannot believe, Bob, how fast these first 5 weeks have gone.
We've had it was a 15-6. It was a good game. It just wasn't played well at times. I mean,
it
the
was
scores,
sloppy.
Yeah, very sloppy football game between two teams. Probably that their better days are ahead of them. I don't know if it's going to be this year or not.
Well, Honesdale really does have a bright future with their quarterback. They have a lot of their skill kids coming back. They're going to lose 3 or 4 of their offensive linemen, and that's tough to replace. But if you're Scranton High School, they did it in 1 week, and they did a nice job, that offensive line.
So Stepney is close to the line to gain, 2 yards short of a first down. Under a minute now to play.
Just see it again. Here he goes. Coming in there. Again, the Knights, number 46, coming in, making that first hit, doing a nice job wrapping. Aaron Phillips.
And Stepney's come in and played well at his quarterback position. We have not seen a lot of Chandler in this 4th quarter at all.
I don't know if he went down with a cramp.
Maybe.
Or he's,
I don't know.
I see Hairston sitting on the bench, but I'm not sure. There's the call timeout.
A late timeout call by Honesdale.
The Knights took that one, believe it or not.
Oh, was it Scranton?
Yes. Okay. That's what surprised me when I was like, what?
Scranton Knights 15, the Hornets of Honesdale 6. And come back to the action on the field. It'll be 4th and 3 from the 8-yard line for the Knights.
So 21 seconds left in this game in Honesdale. Fans starting to pack things up. On a packed house for homecoming. Something some schools couldn't even do last year. So it's nice to see homecoming here. The band did a great job. Both bands performed. So on 4th down, Stepney shoots through. It's a Keystone College first down. Clock will stop, and that should just about do it.
On the play by Tyler Winters, but not before he's able to pick up a nice first down.
They'll roll it out, and
Just
this
see, there
one put it
goes.
in the books. So yeah, Stepney's done a good job coming in to play quarterback, but really credit to that offensive line, which had 4 new starters this week, and they did an excellent job providing running lanes for Charlie Thompson. So Scranton picks up their 2nd win of the year. The final score, the Knights 15, the Hornets 6. As we mentioned, Hannah will have our Allied Services players of the game on the field, Charlie Thompson, and if we can, Jacob Martinez, both guys injured, so we might have to get them seats. But we'll talk to them about this big win. And boy, Martinez provided a lot on the defensive side, and it really had Honesdale at times just going the wrong way.
They really did. They were having their way with them at will. And Charlie, I'm really impressed with how Charlie Thompson runs the ball, how hard, that blue collar mentality. He just started pounding them.
So a big win by the Knights up in Hornet country. Coach, and it's back to the drawing board for Honesdale. Really, if you look at it, they need a better offensive line. They need to do a better job up front.
They just, and again, I was bringing that to the fans or viewers' attention that they were not taking care of the first line of defense. They were going to the 2nd and 3rd, but that, again, Martinez, that's why he's the player of the game. He was just creating havoc in there, wreaking it. Unbelievable. So
Hannah better give them a drink. Give them some
Get 'em
Gatorade,
Gatorade.
Hannah. Well, they brought their lunch boxes, Hannah, and there are players of the game. Let's go down to you on the field.
Yes, Charlie Thompson, Jacob Martinez, tonight's players of the game. Guys, congratulations. First off, Charlie, let's talk about what just happened out there in the 4th quarter. A player from Honesdale actually pulled you down by the back of your jersey. Tell us what was going through your head during that.
Yeah, I thought I got injured. My breath got lost, and I just wasn't feeling that good, but got up, got back in the next play.
Now, you guys were in the lead for most of the game, but it was close for a while. Was there ever a doubt in your mind that you guys would come out on top?
We were 100% on top.
Okay, Jacob, we saw you limping out there towards the end. You've been through a lot out there physically. What kept you motivated to work through the pain?
Honestly, my team, couldn't let them boys down. I had to do what I had to do. A little injury don't stop nothing, you know what I'm saying? You gotta get them.
Now, Honesdale has not beat you guys since 2002, and that's still the case after tonight. Why do you think that is?
We play our hardest. We're the team. We play team football, play hard football.
All right, guys, well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Bob and Jan, players of the game. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Hannah.
Thank you, Hannah. And they'll take their lunch boxes on hard hats and head on to meet Wallen Paul Pack next week for the Scranton Knights. So there you see the winning team with Coach Shumbris. Final thoughts, Coach?
Final thoughts is Coach Shumbris is saying, hey, congratulations, guys. Nice job, but we have a heck of a schedule coming up. And now, yeah.
We had 5 turnovers, but somehow
that's
won the game.
got to stop.
Nope.
We're lucky and fortunate to get out of here with that win. And for Coach Russick, he's just going to be frustrated because of the penalties and the turnovers.
Well, we mentioned a lot of the crew members as well during this game. Another outstanding job by our Fox 56 Sports crew. We'll be on the road again up to Chapman Lake next week. We have Wyoming area and Lakeland in our Friday Night Rivals Top 10 matchup of the week. Our crew will be ready for that. So for the entire crew, for Hannah, for Jan, this is Bob Ide saying so long from the Hornets' Nest.
You're watching Allied Services Friday Night Rivals, presented by Dixon City Hyundai and Performance Kia.